In the news business, everyone in the newsroom has to be a storyteller, whether you're writing, editing, or gathering video. It all goes together to tell a story.
To me, the heart of storytelling is just loving people and listening to their stories.
The greatest stories and the heart of storytelling to me is emotion.
The news business is about getting information out to people, but you also want them to feel something, and the more you can do that, I think the more it brings them into your story.
If I can get the person who's watching the story to think that they're right alongside me while I'm shooting it, that's really what I hope can happen.
To me, the heart of a good story is a good character. You know, it's a central point in the story that the viewer can relate to.
It's trying to get to the why. Why do they do what they do?
There are stories, big and small, all over North Texas.
Everyone has a story. I think that's one of the things that I'd like to try to look for stories about regular people.
You know, there's always a story behind somebody.
But being able to tell that story is an awesome gift we've been given, and I enjoy it. I really do.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Eyes of Texas special. It's a chance for us to shine a light on some of the people behind the scenes here at CBS News Texas. We have dozens of photojournalists and content creators that work to bring you the stories on the news every single day. This show is a chance for you to meet some of those men and women behind the camera and in the edit bay as they show off some of their favorite stories of the year.
My name is Billy Sexton, the Chief Photographer and News Operations Manager for CBS News Texas. Covering veteran stories with Doug Dunbar is really important to me. The connection we both have to veterans, the history of our military, seeing the family receive the POW medal, you know, after almost 80 years, and the story of that particular soldier's capture, escape, and return to America, and how he never talked about it. But stories like that need to be told, and people like that need to be remembered.
Each barracks had bunk beds stacked 3 high and mattresses filled with straw.
John Cooper wrote a book report about his grandfather 34 years ago when he was just 13. Today, his words on paper are a family treasure.
It's 34 years later, and this brings me such warm memories because it reconnects me to my grandfather. I think about him all the time. Because if you knew him, you'd say, I want to be like that man. I want to live like that.
Gerald Flynn graduated high school, Glenwood, Iowa, 1940. Joined the National Guard right away. By 1942, his Army unit was deployed to Northern Africa. By March of 43, Corporal Flynn became a prisoner of war, following the Battle of Kasserine Pass.
The German soldier took Corporal Flynn, along with the 4 other soldiers, to the line of captured soldiers. Breakfast would consist of a loaf of bread for 12 men to share, along with some barley coffee.
Well, he served 4.5 years in the service, and over 2 of that was in the prison camp in Germany.
After his service and that time as a prisoner of war, Gerald married Carol. They had 3 kids, and on a rare occasion, they might hear something about Dad's time in the war.
He said things like the ingenuity of the American prisoners. They get from the Red Cross partials, they got tinfoil, and they constructed an oven out of these, and they baked their own cakes and pies in those ovens.
2 years and 2 months as a prisoner of war ended in Germany's Stalag 3B in a dramatic moment that Granddad shared in that decades-old book report.
On March 12, 1945, Corporal Flynn and 4 other men devised a plan of escape. They decided if they laid low in the grass at the end of the line they were marching, they could escape. Amazingly, it worked.
The humble husband, father, and grandfather shied away from talking about it all, but after his passing, someone had asked the family to see his prisoner of war medal. After 26 months in captivity, Gerald Flynn somehow never received one.
And I don't think we realized the significance of it. We started digging deep into it and really thinking about it. I certainly didn't while I was young.
That's when daughter Julie did something about it.
A lot of documents, a lot of paperwork, and going back and forth.
Endless days of research and digging, combined with the help of State Representative Tony Tinderholt and Congressman Roger Williams, a medal and this moment, 80 years in the making.
Look at that on the back.
Oh my goodness.
They have his name.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, his name is on there?
Yeah. Gerald L. Flynn.
Right.
For honorable service while a prisoner of war.
He just did his duty, and that should be recognized.
And that's what he would say. I just did my duty. You know, didn't feel like he did anything exceptional.
My name is Alexis Guerrero, and I'm a multi-skilled producer and editor here at CBS News Texas. And my story was for Black History Month. This community and this organization that I spoke to, they're trying to do the work to honor their history and to make sure that history is not forgotten.
10th Street is a hub of Black history for Dallas and for the world. It's important to preserve the history of 10th Street and 10th Street as it is today.
10th Street is pretty unique. So it's a Dallas landmark district and it's on the National Historic Register. And it's the most intact freedmen's town in the whole entire nation. There's still houses, there's still a church, there's a cemetery, there's a school. Oak Cliff Cemetery is the oldest public cemetery in the city of Dallas. It was historically a segregated cemetery. There's these big, elaborate headstones at the front, and then as you're going towards the back, it's like, wait, is this like land to bury more people, or are there people here?
This could potentially be an unmarked grave here, where there's this low spot. So where you get this kind of undulating terrain like this, where there aren't headstones, you know, those are possible unmarked graves there.
We, so far, have found 100 plus and growing. This is a death certificate for Ann Clark. She passed in 1928. She's buried at Oak Cliff Cemetery. And I think she doesn't have a headstone.
So starting from a record like a death certificate, which can contain information about when someone was born, where they were born, who their parents were, I'm also interested in learning about their descendants. And so I'll try to trace closer to present day by using things like social media, public records, and genealogical records.
We're not sure how much of this is like unmarked graves.
I'm helping with organizing some cleanups and potentially mapping the cemetery and coordinating with some other archaeologists who are going to help us do ground penetrating radar. When the team we're working with combines the GPR and the mapping and the drone work, they'll be able to put together something that is the best guess at where unmarked graves could be. The biggest hurdle is cleaning up the cemetery first. From when 10th Street was founded through when the highway was built, it was the city neglected. They refused to see the significance of these places, and I feel like that still carries over today.
Oh, I actually think it's handmade. So if you look at it, there's like glass shards, and that has significance to African American cultures and spirituality.
If the grave never had a headstone, or if its headstone was removed, a lot of times people planted ornamental plants. I think these are the Nandina bushes. Also, these metal things here, this piece would have gone on here. They're supposed to be temporary markers, but sometimes, you know, people weren't able to place a headstone, so it remained there.
I am looking for Sam Absalon, but I was able to find his military records and actually see what his funeral arrangements were like. So this is the one we were looking for. This year's gonna be 100 years since his death.
There have been so many attempts to erase the history. I think without education, communities like 10th Street no longer exist. We're at this turning point where things can still be restored, and it's our hope that we can get the story of 10th Street out to people who didn't know that it existed.
It's everybody's history. It's not just Black people's history. It's all of our history, right?
We're not going to exist in the future if we're not working together.
Coming up, we'll meet a couple with the most heartwarming story.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone.
Then we'll ride along with the singing bus driver that is sure to put a smile on your face. The Eyes of Texas will be right back.
I'm Alexis Ramirez, photojournalist with CBS News Texas, working alongside producer Selena Hernandez. The story of Mesquite Fire Chief Hopkins. It's one that shows how a difficult situation can become an opportunity for faith, family support, and leadership come together in a powerful way.
I know there's a purpose for where I am. I know there's a reason we're going through what we're going through, and it'll happen in the right time.
In this journey, we've had lots of years to prepare for this possibility.
One of the things about being a firefighter is you train yourself to not be emotional. You know, we almost lose empathy. It's just a survival tactic.
It's hard for him to be the recipient of things. So I think that will be something that God is really going to teach him how to be a
gracious receiver.
Yes, a gracious receiver.
I'm ready to see what the other side looks like. Good morning, Maria. How are you? Good morning, Shanae. I don't feel sick. And so you think, why am I doing something if I feel okay to jump out and do? So, but I mean, the numbers don't lie, and it is what it is. I haven't told the whole fire department yet.
Hi, fellas. How are y'all?
But all of our command staff knows, and they know, you know, that, hey, it may be, they may call and I'm going to be gone. I have to stay up there for 30 days.
See you.
But I'm hoping after that I'm back to work.
We went to Baylor University together. He does magic, and he needed an assistant, and so he asked me to come up and be his assistant for his magic show.
Just by chance. She just happened to be the one I picked, so just...
That was it. We were married right after college. Actually, I'm a little bit older than he is.
We like to say she was born in the 60s, and I was born in the 70s. And I married her to help my retirement. My pension is better because she's considerably older than I am.
We're not a decade apart, but he tells people we are. We're 7 months apart.
I think both of us have been through some really significant struggles in our life. And when we were in our young 20s, as our oldest daughter Hannah was being born, I had a blood disease that reared up, and so I was in the hospital. I was in one hospital, Amy was in another, and we now know, interestingly, that very possibly during that time period, because of some of the treatment that I took, that's part of the reason why we're on the journey that we're on now, that it affected my kidneys and took us to today.
But when we started testing a couple of years ago, I mean, I knew I was going to test, like what wife wouldn't, but pretty quickly, you know, our blood types matched, our antibodies matched. I mean, we just kept going, and they said, "You're a match." And it was like, what in the world?
She kept saying, I'm gonna be a match. I'm gonna be a match. And the odds are so slim that that's what it is.
We have gained a lot of knowledge through a couple of Facebook groups related to kidney transplants and kidney donors. At one point in our journey, actually in the very beginning, I learned about a program that was called the National Kidney Registry. Even though we're a direct match, and I could today just donate straight to him, we've gone a different path. So we took all of our testing results and pursued a transplant center that's part of this National Kidney Registry.
She came up to the station that I was at, and she walks up and she's got tears in her eyes, and she said, I've been trying to reach you. And I said, well, I was in a meeting. I don't answer my phone on a meeting. And I said, what happened? She said, we got a match.
The goal with getting the best match possible is to kind of hide it from the body's immune system as much as we can, so that that organ can last as long as possible.
May I have your attention, please? For security reasons, passengers are reminded to control their baggage.
My motivation is him, and it just so happened that this is the way that it worked out.
But even to express to her how grateful I am, I don't know how to do it.
We were brought together, and God knew this was part of the story.
I'm photojournalist Mike Kinney, and I love to tell stories about ordinary people doing kind of extraordinary things. And I met a man earlier this year named Harold who's doing just that. He drives the bus at Love Field, and with all the stress of travel, people get on his bus and they're just worn out from their flight and trying to get from one place to the other. And he starts singing Sinatra and puts a big smile on everybody's face. By the time they get off the bus, they're ready to have a great day.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Good.
Come right up. Welcome to Dallas. My name is Harold Moore. I'm 73 years old. I've been an employee for Enterprise Car Rental for 28 years.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone.
My job is to just put smiles on faces and to make people travel a little bit easier.
Without a love of my own.
As we know, it can be hectic sometimes, traveling from day to day, just going from city to city, airport to airport.
I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York.
Yeah, traveling can take a lot out of a man or a woman. I see that a lot too. A lot of people be exhausted. And this, what it does is just give them a burst of energy, to give them some hope, to know that they can make it throughout that day.
New York, New York,
ba-da-doo, ba-ba.
And it puts you in a good mood. It sets the day up for a good time. So all the travel craziness, you know, let's bring the joy.
Sinatra soothe the day out.
Absolutely.
Hey, Harold, man, I love his singing. I love his singing every time I get on that bus and every time I get off. He always singing with a smile and telling everybody to have a great day.
Oh, it's especially when you're just getting off a plane and you're tired and you're frustrated, and you walk in and sit down and he's singing along, and I get to sing along with him because it's Frank Sinatra. It's fabulous.
That's when I'll be there always.
I'm enjoying coming to work every day. I get up looking forward to coming to my job and fulfilling my job, and, you know, being the best employee I can be for that day.
The CEO called him, told him he was the #1 bus driver in the company, and meanwhile we have over thousands of enterprises around the world, and he's the #1. So that's a huge accomplishment on his part.
The sun comes shining through.
When I make them smile, I tell them this will last you throughout the rest of your day until you lay your head on your pillow tonight.
Stop that sighing. Come on and be happy again. Keep on smiling. 'Cause when you're smiling, babe, the whole world smiles with you.
His music is universal. Everybody likes Sinatra. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the late great Mr. Frank Sinatra, Mr. Steve.
Hey, I'm Jay Johnson, news videographer for CBS Texas. I've been in with us 25 years. I love music, all genres of music. I love it all. And when you get a chance to see a real collector who has albums, some of you kids out there don't know about albums, but when you get albums and you get to listen to them and just kind of, you can listen to albums all day. And when you get to do something fun like the Bob Dylan collection and try to bring it back to not only the Bob Dylan fans or the young kids who don't even know who Bob Dylan is.
Hello, Dave.
Hey, JD, come on in.
Good to see you.
Good to
Thanks.
see you. Thanks for
Yes,
coming.
Thanks for having us over.
A visit to David Ekstrom's Grand Prairie home
Yeah, follow me. I'll show you.
may not seem that interesting until he takes you into a back room that contains his passion for the past 45 years.
What's this room?
This is my record room.
Not just a record room, but a museum, a time capsule, and a shrine.
How many roads must a man walk down
to all things Bob Dylan.
You call him a man.
No, I've been a fan of Dylan basically from the late 70s, believe it or not. I went to a record store and discovered 4 or 5, 6, 7 albums of Bob Dylan I'd never even heard before, and that started this whole thing.
Among thousands of vinyl albums, CDs, autographs, and rare cover art, Ekstrom claims to have every piece of recorded music Dylan has ever released, and every piece that's unreleased as well.
I think it's a disease.
His collection includes 2 acetates of a 1964 Bob Dylan live album that were shelved by the artist and his record company before they were mass-produced.
The reason why they didn't is he had began to go electric, and all the songs on this album were acoustic. And they felt like that wasn't going to be an appropriate release.
The acetate is a master vinyl copy of a record. There are only 2 versions of this unreleased Bob Dylan live album known to exist, and Ekstrom has both of them. Ekstrom will only say he spent tens of thousands of dollars to buy them. He also spent a small fortune on what would have been the artwork for the cover. Can we play it?
Sure. Let's see what an unreleased Bob Dylan album sounds like.
I want to sing you one song here, recognizing that there are Goliaths nowadays. Oh, the time will come up when the winds will stop and the breeze will cease to be breathing.
I don't play this very often. I mean, a couple times is all.
A new movie about Dylan's life is introducing the rock and roll legend to a new generation.
And this cover was actually used in the movie.
Ekstrom says celebrities have tried to buy some of his rare records, including one of the most valuable in the world, a Dylan album with 4 extra songs considered controversial at the time that were removed shortly after it was released. One was recently auctioned for more than $100,000. But Ekstrom has no plans to part with his copy. What do you say to people who think you're crazy for...
That's okay, I agree with them. They're right.
When he's not in his record room, Ekstrom owns and operates Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, so he's always listening to music. And sometimes it's a one-of-a-kind Bob Dylan album that only his ears can hear.
You can't blame us at all. Who killed Davy Moore?
My name is Vince Bosques. I'm a photojournalist with CBS News Texas, and we're here in downtown Arlington. And my story is something that I started seeing a little buzz on online, Heavy Metal Hall of Fame in downtown Arlington. It's a fun little venue just to have a bunch of old school people who like to have fun, good clean fun.
1, 2, 1, 2, check, check.
It's a great thing for people to come in here and they can, view the place for a couple of hours. And then they get to see a band or two. We're sitting in the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame today, right here in beautiful downtown Arlington, man.
So let's get this party started, Texas style. You ready?
The vibe is very Arlington. It's mostly friends. It's a lot of people that just know each other.
It's almost like a teenager's bedroom in here. We have to have our own place, and we need to be represented in this world. When you walk in the door, you're gonna see a picture of Dimebag Darrell Abbott, because Pantera was from Arlington, Texas. We have a poster from the original Metallica tour where they opened for Raven on the Kill 'Em All for One tour. Heavy metal music and all of its genres and subgenres, such a powerful force.
I could say the vibe really is the same as it was in 1984. I mean, 45 years later, and we're all still together, and we're all still doing things together, and it's amazing. And I mean, you know, everyone is a full-fledged adult now with kids and responsibilities, but it's great. People can come and get together and reminisce. Yeah, anywhere from 5 to 10 to 20 to 50 people. You never know who's going to show up. So many people are still a part of it that were always a part of it.
The support I received is unbelievable, man. From the local community, it's been unbelievable. So I think we're onto something.
Next up, we'll meet some folks that are trying to help the healing after tragedy strikes in Central Texas.
We like to, if it's possible, to take some of that pain that those going through to put it on us.
And later, we'll meet the man making art a little differently. Stay with us as the Eyes of Texas continues.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Eyes of Texas special. We're taking a break now from our regular newscast to showcase some of our favorite stories from the year. And really, no story was bigger than the 4th of July tragedy in Central Texas. The flooding there took the lives of 135 people, and it affected families from all over the state of Texas. CBS News Texas had several crews there in the days following those floods, telling the stories of those who were affected and looking for answers as to why we do this job.
I got a call at the end of my shift just saying, pack a bag, head down to Kerrville. We don't know when you're coming back.
You get the call and you're on the road within hours and you don't know what you're heading into.
The scope of it was just kind of unreal.
The devastation was just unbelievable along the river.
RVs wrapped around trees.
It kind of takes a toll on you a little bit over the time you're there, but you know, you're there trying to get information out to people who really need it and trying to help that community heal.
People are looking for a way to find answers or a place to let out their emotions or let out their feelings or just try and help in some way. My name's Doug Burgess. I'm a photojournalist at CBS Texas, and we had gotten word that there was some sort of memorial being put up with some crosses, and he was an artist, and we wanted to find some way to help heal and also heal himself and find answers.
As the water sways and the flowers blow.
So I figure I'm going to start with the what I call the spiritual.
120 wooden crosses now line the Guadalupe River.
First thing I did when I arrived, you know, pick some of these pickets from the river.
The crosses, big and small, represent the people who have died in the Central Texas floods.
Whatever I can use as a canvas to paint.
Some are made of debris that washed up from the river.
I like to have my reference right from where the event happened, meaning the flood, the disaster.
Oak Cliff artist Roberto Marquez arrived in Kerrville 5 days ago. He created the art installation as a way to honor the victims and their families.
There is a place where we unite. This is like a concentration camp where we can all share our experiences and we have the opportunity to do something, whatever that person can do.
It's also a space of healing.
Sometimes they talk, sometimes they just pray, sometimes they cry. Sometimes what I do, I say, just let me be next to you. And we hug each other.
Just behind the crosses, a juxtaposition. Search crews continue looking for the bodies of those still missing a week later.
Yeah, they can be right next to us, and we don't know because what happened is the river pushed so much mud. We have a real strong contrast.
While the pain in Kirk County is still fresh,
we like to, if it's possible, to take some of that pain that those going through to put it on us.
Roberto hopes these crosses serve as a reminder that there is light.
My prayers to them.
After the darkest days.
We're sending a message to the country and to the world that we're united, we're strong, and somehow we overcome this situation.
I'm Andrew Abbott, photojournalist, CBS News Texas, and my story is The Prayer Lady. Went down to Kerrville with Madison Sawyer for a week covering the Kerrville floods, and while we were down there we ran across a lady who had a special sign that popped out to us as we were driving down the road, so we had to stop and ask her what it was all about.
Everywhere you go in Kerr County, signs. Some spelt out, others unspoken, like the ribbons tied around trees in the local summer camp colors. All messages of hope heard loud and clear by emergency responders, rescue workers, volunteers, news crews, and local residents, all on the move, sometimes forced to slow down. As we sat in this line of traffic at a credentialed checkpoint, I noticed a different sign. A few hours later, the same traffic, the same sign, the same message.
All of these people that are out there in the middle of all this, they need prayers too. The families need prayers, the children need prayers.
Donna Ragsdale still holding that sign with a smile.
This is something easy. We could all grab a sign, and whether it says prayers, Jesus, God, pray, love one another, be patient, be kind.
Wanting to help, but not be in the way. And on this patch of grass, she found her purpose.
I hope that everybody knows that prayer works and God is still out there.
Providing hope and healing, one sign at a time.
Just want everybody to pray. God is still in control. And I hope everybody knows that.
Coming up next, we head to the golf course where we'll meet two people whose life has forever changed because of the game.
Golf is just my favorite because I just love it.
Golf has been wonderful to me all my life.
My name is Bill Ellis. I'm a sports photojournalist for CBS 11. I did a story on Cedar Crest Golf Course, and the story is about a man named Ira Maliro. He's the GM now. He started playing there when he was a young man alongside his mother, and just some of the things that he's done there to give opportunities to kids that may not have had that chance, and it's what helped him grow up to be who he is today.
Golf is magic. Golf has been wonderful to me all my life, and ever since I ever stepped foot on the golf course. My name is Ira Maliro. I'm the general manager and director of golf here at Cedar Crest Golf Course. I grew up in Oak Cliff, grew up playing golf here at Cedar Crest with my mother, just walking the fairways with my mom when I was a kid. Those are wonderful memories. Cedar Crest is one of the 4 original clubs in Dallas. Cedar Crest was the 3rd club. So you had Dallas Country Club, you had Lakewood Country Club, Cedar Crest Country Club, and then you had Brook Hollow. This whole area, 1,500 acres, was part of the Millimore Plantation prior to the Sholkoff family owning this land. Slaves tilled this land, cleared this land. A little time after that, a country club was built. The first championship here was the Dallas Open, which is the preemptive event for the Byron Nelson Championship today. But it was here, right here at Cedar Crest, and it was so successful that the very next year, the PGA of America brought back their major championship, and it was the first major championship in the Southwest. Walter Hagen walked these very fairways, and that's important. You know, most people don't realize the weight of a name like a Walter Hagen, but he's the only guy that ever lived on the planet that won more majors except 2 people. He won 11 majors. Tiger won 15 and Jack won 18. This guy is he's a golf icon. He's a father of professional golf. He's the guy that made golf cool.
You're the first African-American GM and director of this course. What does it mean to be in that position, and more importantly, would your mom think about that?
I hope that my mother would be very proud of what's transpired in my career. Unfortunately, my mother passed away the year before I got the opportunity here at Cedar Crest, but she knew of my dreams and my aspirations, and we just didn't know how it would unfold. And so to do some of the things that we're doing now, and to be a part of some of the things that we're doing now, there's all types of moments where I feel like she's looking down or smiling or she's pleased with the work. I never grew up saying I wanted to be the first black golf professional or I wanted to be a black entrepreneur. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be a golfer. I try to stay focused on providing opportunity, providing access for people that look like me, because access is really the key. The Fairway to Success program has been a fantastic program to be a part of with the Northern Texas PGA.
All right, everybody ready to get started?
Fairway to Success is not just about golf though. It's about providing a leg up, it's about providing an opportunity. Golf is the conduit, but you don't have to be a golfer in order to be able to come out of this program, graduate, and get a $20,000 scholarship.
He inspires me to, you know, just do better. He's given us the opportunity to have something. Like, you don't even have to play golf. Like, it's just you showing up and putting in the effort in order to receive something.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't be that much into golf. It wasn't for the foundation, because it showed me the basics on how to actually hit a golf ball instead of me just going to the golf course and just getting a golf club and hitting it.
To be able to award these young people these scholarships and see their faces and to see the impressions and the impact that it has on the families, I don't know if there's words for that. It's so rewarding. Me and a good friend of mine started and founded the I Am a Golfer Foundation. We wanted to provide access to the golf course for young people. We had a contingent of kids in the community that needed some help to be able to get access to golf. So you can introduce golf to kids, but even after introducing the kids to golf and giving them golf clubs, they still got to hit range balls. They still need golf lessons. They still need to pay green fees. And how does that happen? And so that's where birthed the I Am a Golfer Foundation.
Golf can take you so many places. It can take you very far.
People play football, people go dunk hoops, and yeah, you can go watch those games, but I like this one.
I've always wanted to help other people. How lucky am I that I get to do it through golf? There could be much worse situations for me to do it through, but I'm a golf promoter, so golf allows me to be able to do it, and I love it.
I'm Brett Kelly, a sports photojournalist here at CBS Sports Texas. We got assigned to cover a golf tournament hosted by Jordan Spieth, and when we got out there, we learned about this young man who had endured a lot of physical issues from the day that he was born and had fallen in love with the game of golf. And it had done more to help him physically, mentally, emotionally, and he couldn't have been more fun.
Golf has some of the most satisfying sounds in sports, and 6-year-old phenom Duke Birtwistle sure is a maestro.
Shot, Duke.
When I'm out there with him, he actually kind of figures that out on himself. He's learned it from watching some of the YouTube videos and things like that. I don't know. I'm speechless.
In fact, he's so good that he got a chance to play with his favorite golfer and fellow Dallas native Jordan Spieth at the Crush It Cup at Glen Eagles Country Club.
Really nice to meet you, Duke. Thanks for being here, buddy.
How cool was it to meet Jordan Spieth?
It was so cool. I never met a PGA professional in my whole entire life. It was just one of my favorite moments of in my whole entire life.
I went to Duke's dad and I was like, is this every day? And he's like, this is every day. I mean, the high energy, the super positive kid. He was the most active and talkative of any of the kids out there.
What you don't know is that this wholesome interaction, let alone Duke's ability to play golf, could have never happened. Duke was born 3 months premature and had severe brain bleeding. At just 2 weeks old, he was diagnosed with hydrocephalus, a chronic, life-threatening condition where there's too much fluid in the brain. It's a disease with a grim outlook and no cure. Then one day, when Duke turned 2, he picked up a golf club for the very first time and taught himself how to play. His parents soon realized they didn't just find a hobby for Duke, they found hope.
No matter what I did,
he sort of knew the best course of action, which was golf. We got him just a little tiny set of clubs, and it was just so good because he was in so much therapy at the time, physical therapy and occupational therapy, and so anything we could do to just keep him moving.
And so it was here on the course where Duke not only found his passion, but in many ways his medicine. Playing all those rounds helped his brain develop and heal. Fast forward to today, and there's literally nothing he'd rather do with his time.
Golf is just my favorite because I just love it. I'm going to keep playing for my whole entire life until I'm 60.
To hear that golf actually helped some of the stuff that was going on within his brain is wild, because for most people it does the opposite.
And Duke is a walking, talking miracle. He is one out of literally 1 million Americans that has not had a shunt placed and has no comorbid conditions. His most severe brain bleed was on his right side, and so as he played more and more with that left hand, the right side of his brain started to heal. So it's really wild that golf became his most important therapy.
By age 3, Duke had hit his first hole-in-one. By age 4, his brain was fully healed. Needless to say, Duke has fun anytime he's playing golf, but on this day, it was Spieth who felt like he had a 1 in a million kind of day with a 1 in a million kind of kid.
You think of the parents, like what they went through when that was happening, and you're like, man, I mean, to get from there till now, I mean, every day's just got to feel like a blessing. And it was like he was, you know, at Disneyland, and that made my day. Just seeing Duke today made my day for real.
It's really cool because we were, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I mean, we were told that he would never walk, talk, breathe on his own, that, you know, he would live a life in a wheelchair. So to see somebody of that caliber be able to interact with him and do something that they both love together it's really special. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us for the Eyes of Texas special. From all of us here at CBS News Texas, we wish you a happy new year. We also leave you now with a story from content creator Chris Wymore and a man making art out of what others would call trash.
Hi, my name is Chris Wymore. I'm a content creator here at Channel 11. I met Daniel at a comic book event at a local comic book store. He had a dish full of candy. He said basically take the candy but leave the wrapper. He basically created art from the candy wrappers that he collected. One man's trash is another man's treasure. I think he was able to find a way to use people's trash to create treasures.
From a makeshift studio in his garage in Fort Worth,
Tootsie Roll Pops, Fruit Chews give me the most colors. Now Laters gives me a lot of good color, and so does Starburst.
amid a sea of what some might consider trash or clutter, Daniel Scott Jr. creates works of art, not with paints or brushes,
I just get a good mix of all the colors I can get.
but with candy wrappers.
I have all the colors of the rainbow.
Daniel discovered his unique talent in college.
I could not do the stained glass that I wanted to do, and I could not do the mosaics with the broken pottery or the broken glasses as well because of the cost.
So a more economical idea presented itself.
I had the candy wrappers in my hand. I said, I had this idea, and I ran with it.
And he created his first piece, a candy wrapper collage of Edvard Munch's The Scream. Shortly thereafter, he sold his first piece, a portrait of John Lennon made of Snapple wrappers. Since then, he has had requests for all sorts of pictures.
I've done everything from dog portraits to family portraits to self-portraits.
But his primary love is pop culture.
I get more satisfaction out of doing, say, Star Wars. It gives me a lot more freedom to do some test work and to try out new things.
A couple of years ago, though, his agent asked him to do something a little different.
She asked me to do a piece by George Washington.
The request came from the Fraunces Tavern Museum in New York City, the same Fraunces Tavern that was frequented by so many of our founding fathers.
It was a little bit surreal going up there and seeing it in the gallery.
It hung there for more than 2 years before coming back home to Daniel. Portraits like the one he's working on here of young Elvis usually take a week or two to finish. And though he's meticulous in his art, he says he knows when the piece is done.
When I finish a job, I'm ready to go to the next one because I'm satisfied with what I do.
A satisfaction that only a sweet masterpiece can bring.